Welcome back, world, to the Verbal Intercourse Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Walker, back in the building. Excited to have the homie Lenna Miles on the podcast today. This been my homie from the knee high to the tree high. We done skipped school together. We done got drunk together. We done cussed each other out.
Oh God, roasted too.
Roasting. Goddamn it, had millions of laughs together. But that's my homie through thick and thin. So how you feeling today, homie?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be back here at Verbal Intercourse. Thank you for having me, Nick. And I'm ready for the smoke. It seemed like you finna come with some smoke today.
Nah, I ain't gonna smoke you out too bad.
Okay.
But I always gotta pick your brain on shit.
Okay.
So we gonna hop right on into it. A lot of shit been going down in that Diddy case. And I don't really want to be that repetitive ass person because I've been seeing a lot of clips.
Okay.
Lot of shit in the news cycle, in the media and all that.
Okay.
But I just kind of want to know your take on it because I personally feel like that Diddy shit crazy. First off, it's too many people that's like, it's a lot of guys and women that's actually out there saying, man, Cassie, that shit was goddamn, she agreed to that shit.
It's her fault, yeah.
Yeah, she did this and then the third. And I'm just like, bruh, man, once you saw that video of him dragging her in the hotel room, you should have just been like, oh, that shit over with. But then you found goddamn thousand bottles of baby oil and freak fest.
It just keep going.
Yeah, it just keep going.
The freak out.
Freak offs. Like I ain't even like today Kid Cudi was on the stand.
Yeah.
And this nigga blew up Kid Cudi car. Like that shit, that's like some crazy ass villain type shit. So talk to me a little bit. How you feel about that?
So honestly, Nick, like I really want the community, the entire world to really get out of the group chat about this case. I am very much for women, so I do sympathize and empathize with any woman that's involved in any type of abusive relationship. And so I just really think like she's already having to deal with enough to relive this and also to have different opinions and viewers from us, from everyone looking at her and judging her. I just feel like that's a bit much. And so I really hate that the internet has become this thing where people feel like they can judge from their computers, from their phones,
and not get punched in the face for it,
and not even know the full story because we only get snippets. Like we only got a snippet of the video, we only got a snippet of that. And I feel like a lot of things I could have really not known about. She had 4 days of a freak off or certain things. There's some stuff I could have lived without knowing, but now it's out there and everyone is talking about it. I just feel like some stuff should be kept private. I really wish they would have kept this case kind of a little sealed a little bit just to protect her.
Impossible.
Yeah, it is impossible, but that's because of the internet and because of everyone that wants to be involved. Absolutely. So I just really feel like certain things I really do sympathize with her, and also I feel like her husband is a strong one too. Like to sit through that and to relive it. So I just hate that I just hate that viewers have so much input into this situation when we only know like a small portion of it.
Cause like, you had people online making fun of the husband, Cassie's husband.
For sure.
Because
he's standing up for his wife and he's still going to the court.
Also, I think he walked out of the courtroom when they was talking about like Cassie's body count or something for a year or something. If I think I read that she said something about like she had like 13 bodies.
But then also, Nick, it was a clip that's saying that the reason he had to leave out was because also he was going to be, I can't remember because I be reading it now like very quick because I'm just like, I don't want to get too invested in it. But they said it was a reason why he had to leave. And so that's certain stuff that we don't know. We only see certain parts. And so therefore they put it out there. Now everybody got 1,000 comments.
Cause bro probably knew all about
all this shit. Had to tell him.
You had to be transparent
sure.
about all this shit because the lawyer's gonna ask all this shit. So
so I just really feel like we should just, like it's out there already. So I just, I really hope that everything. That's gonna be long though. I think that's gonna be a long case.
I ain't never look up to Diddy, but I thought he was a smooth ass nigga.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? That shit just.
That just was a family man.
I ain't say no
Yeah,
family
that-
man.
Well,
he
always
took care of kids.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
meant. That's what I
okay.
meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cause family man and take care of your
Kids
kids.
are two different things.
That's
Okay.
two different things.
Okay,
Goddamn it.
he looked as he was a great father.
Yeah,
He's-
yeah.
And
And
showed
he
up.
probably still
Yeah, for
was,
sure.
but you doing freak offs and people peeing on people, and I thought R. Kelly was the only nigga that enjoyed shit like
It might
that.
be some of your friends that like to get.
Nah, don't none of mine.
You don't know.
Nah.
Y'all don't talk about that. You don't know. They
Do
might.
you know something I don't know?
I don't know.
See, you playing already. I don't even want. Because
Your friends
hey, hold on.
doing it.
Because if I got a homie that like being peed on or pissing on somebody, you need to let me know that.
Why would they want to tell you the information?
You need to let me know. They
Right.
ain't gonna tell me because now I'm embarrassed. I'm in concert with dudes that like pee in the bedroom. So nah, I ain't cool on no shit like that. But
Okay.
let's switch gears. Anyway.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Okay.
So
You don't want to talk about
Nah,
your friends
nah,
and piss.
nah,
All right,
nah.
got it.
nah, what you mean? Talk about my friends
Okay.
don't like pee.
Okay. All right. To each his own.
But all right, so let's get into it about this Netflix series, Forever.
Okay.
Like I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
A beautiful display of black love,
Me too.
young black love. But I also feel like it's kind of far fetched. I feel like
In what ways?
In what ways did I find it far fetched? So, well, spoiler alert, you know. Spoiler
If you
alert.
haven't watched
If
it.
you haven't watched this shit, spoiler alert.
Not just gonna run it out. Okay.
So spoiler alert, like for instance, if you had a son, right?
I already know you finna go with
You
this.
know where I'm going with
I already
this.
know where
If
you
you had a son and you find out his girl had a sex tape, how like I feel like
If I had a son.
if you had a son
Okay.
and you feel like his high school girlfriend had a sex
Okay.
tape with so many years to grow, so many years to mature, so many goddamn girls out there for you to talk to in high school or college, how would you react? Because I feel like I got a son, and I feel like, and I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and she like, oh hell no.
Absolutely. So it's like, no, you gotta leave that little freak alone. And it's not necessarily like and it's not looking at her like, oh, you grew up in a bad home or anything like that. But it's
Right.
just like, this is my son, and I'm protective about
Exactly.
him and what he's being exposed to. And granted, you cannot shelter your kids or, hide them from the world, but this is something I can control. So
Exactly.
no, you're not gonna be talking to little Miss what was her name?
Shit, damn, what was that girl name? Shit.
I forgot, but no, you're not gonna be talking to her.
Yeah, cause I feel
Y'all can be
like,
friends and she can help you with your homework because she was smart.
and I feel like if you love her so much,
But
y'all,
think about-
y'all can grow up a little bit.
But also
Shit.
think about when you was in love in high school and how many people you loved after that. That was like,
I never was in love in high school.
That's crazy. I was.
That shit was not no damn love.
I was in love.
That,
Oh, that man broke my heart. Oh my God.
that wasn't no goddamn love.
Oh, yes, it was.
But my thing is another thing that I found that was kind of fake about it was that I feel like parents wouldn't be so open to their son falling deep in love that early. How them parents were. It seemed like they really wanted it.
I
Like,
disagree. And the reason why is because this is a new generation. So, yeah, back when we were growing up, no, that wouldn't be the case. And our parents wouldn't be supporting the girl coming over to the house and the guy coming over. Y'all can go to the movies in North Park. I pick you up.
Right.
Here go your little $10, get a little popcorn, and then y'all coming back to the house. But I think in this generation, because you have social media and I have all these different things, I think it was more so, I think it was they were picking back off like old school love, but also bringing in some of the new generational, and that I think they portrayed that very well, extremely well. Also, as far as a supporting father, that
that was
didn't
dope.
overshadow his woman's independency, but also she allowed him to lead, but also stood up and stood on what she believed in. Like, I want him to have a black girl. No,
Yeah,
I want
that
him
was
to
dope.
focus on. No, he's gonna stop playing basketball because he needs to focus on school because he's not getting in. So I think like it portrayed a great perspective of what black love, black marriages look like, because we do not see that often these days. And we also I have to give a shout out to the writer because I really enjoyed that so many times we have seen these different shows that incorporate the white girl that wants to be black.
Right.
And they had Rachel. What's her name? Rachel? No, it wasn't Rachel.
I don't know
Oh,
the
yeah.
girl name, but
But
she
yeah.
wanted. She was white.
Yeah,
She
and
was
so,
white.
but they allow her to stay true to herself, and I really enjoyed that. And I also, it was very refreshing, and not to knock anything against the gay community, but
Right.
it was awesome to see something that didn't involve that.
Right.
Because it was also, you're able to let your kids watch that once they get older, because it was very much something that you and the family could enjoy outside of the sexual intercourse, the intercourses. But other than that, I thought it was very refreshing. Very good, and I would have watched it again a second time. So they did a great job.
In love.
It was good because it hit home. Like, I was in love. I was over there waiting on the phone to ring and text, and
I enjoy Wood Harris.
yeah, he was great.
I feel like he taught me. He taught me different ways to
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still very young in the process of parenting, but I feel like when you get to that age, like and your son gets to that age, you have to be able to relate and talk to them and understand them in a way that doesn't come off like you being a dictator in your home and you actually being a father and a friend.
Yeah.
At that point.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite part? Well, what was one of your favorite scenes as portrayed when Woody Harris was as a father? What was one of your favorite scenes with him and the son?
I feel like the scene where the scene where I think
what is that?
Her mother found out about the sex tape. She told her mother about the sex tape, I think.
Okay.
And he wanted to go console her. You remember that part? He wanted to go console her about something.
Oh, okay.
And the mother is just like, Wood Harris put his foot down and was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You wanted him to be this type of man, and this what we raised. You know what I'm saying? Go over there, console her, text me.
Yeah.
And tell me you made it. Keep your phone on. And like it was like, and he also displayed a great husband.
Yeah, for sure.
A guy that knew how to communicate.
Yes.
And that
didn't have to raise his voice.
And when he did raise his voice, he meant it.
Yeah.
And she listened.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really dope because I feel like a man has to have their hand on their son.
Yeah.
Especially in that age. Like I feel like even if it's like a situation where the man and the woman don't live together and they're not married but they still co-parenting, I feel like it's very early on in a child's very early stage, especially before, it's important to be around both parents a lot, but it's important to be around that woman. And then as he started to age, it's time to show you how to be a man.
Absolutely, because a mother can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think one of my favorite parts, it's also kind of funny, was when he was teaching him how to put on the condom, the cucumber.
That was funny as hell.
He came in there with the cucumber. I don't want to be a spoiler, but it was like, I like how he did the different. Like he was like, all right, hold on, let me see if you can try it now. Cut the lights out. Right. It's a little different when the lights off. You got
that
the
shit hard. That shit hard when you got the lights out.
But yeah, so it was very, very refreshing to see, and I enjoyed the portrayal of a strong black woman that also was supported by her black man. And it's just
fine as hell.
Yeah,
she was fine as hell.
She's a nice looking woman.
She was fine as hell because of her professional. Like I feel like she had that real motherly.
Yeah. Okay.
Like.
But she was very protective too of her son. But mothers are naturally protective of their black sons due to society and everything that's going on in the world. So I enjoyed how they allowed us to see where she was kind of scared to, make sure you come as soon as you get there. You're only going to school, when she gave him the car. So I thought it was a great portrayal of black family and also just allowing us to enjoy and go on the journey. Like I feel like we was on the journey with the entire family along the way.
That shit was fake as hell for that nigga GBA though. Like that nigga had a 2.7 his junior year, and then the nigga ended up getting into Northwestern his senior year. How that possible? How the hell you?
Because money talking, his mama was.
Man, them grades didn't talk because ain't no way in hell you can raise a 2.7 to a damn.
Let's be serious. A lot of, I don't even want to go do the color card here, but a lot of white kids that are not necessarily, and not calling them dumb, but necessarily they don't do their schoolwork, but they get into these schools because of what? Their mom and daddy either on the board at the colleges or they graduated, they putting money into.
It was
these
definitely
schools.
refreshing to see black folks with parents.
Absolutely. They can be able to pull strings. Why we
Yeah.
all the time? So why you feel like she couldn't pull a string to get her son in? You
That-
could do it if you could.
Like that shit was. That
Because
was.
I am if I'm able.
Me and Sheena was talking about that. I was like, bruh. Cause in the little meeting, they was like, "We gonna put you in harder classes next year." My nigga, he got a 2-7.
Yeah, why would you do that? Let him just do his best. Let him do his best.
Like the boy got a 2-7. What the hell you mean he finna go to AP class? The nigga ain't finna graduate.
But speaking of like when you was talking about like pulling strings, like I also think that's kind of like similar to like LeBron and his son and people talking about, Carmelo Anthony creating a way for his son. I just think like I really enjoy seeing black people be able to support their kids and be able to show them life without struggling, or also just being able to put their kids on because you have the power to do stuff.
Yeah,
I think that
all about nepotism there.
Absolutely.
I done seen that shit work out.
Yeah.
Too much for people in other races, like black folks. We need that shit too.
Absolutely, because those people been doing it for so long.
That shit really is, when you get to certain points in life, it's really about who you know. Like, it really is.
What you know.
Hell yeah, most definitely not what you know. Because it be a lot of motherfuckers is dumb as a box of rice, ended up in situations that they shouldn't even be in.
So Nick, you telling me you never had like a high school sweetheart, or you was never in love in high school? I've really found out I really feel like that's bullshit.
I didn't get my first high school girlfriend. Well, yeah, I didn't get my first real relationship until after my senior season in basketball. So that ends.
Who was that?
Everywhere.
We can't say.
Nah, we ain't saying no names.
Man, I just thought I was.
But I was in like a 6-year relationship.
Okay.
And you don't remember that? Damn. But yeah, I was in like a 6-year relationship, and then I guess that was the first love thing. I've only been in, I will say I've been in 3 relationships in my life, and that one, the third one is my wife.
Okay, shout out to Sheena.
Yeah, shout out
the real one.
Shout out to.
Cause I don't know how she deal with this black nigga here.
Hey.
Child, please.
Hey.
Never. Never.
You ain't have to call my skin tone out. Black nigga. That's redundant as fuck. Black nigga.
You got to put emphasis on it because you just a black nigga for sure. But I think what I had a high school boyfriend. Yeah, so I had all the feels watching forever.
Yeah, I remember this nigga used to be coming to school drunk and shit.
No, I didn't. Stop telling people that.
She used to be drinking at school.
No, I didn't. But
I seen
my parents were going through a divorce. I was going.
But was you drinking? Nigga gonna say the why, but you was drinking, right? Okay.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. You pulled up to my locker with a damn baby bottle.
That
Actually,
was one time.
A baby bottle, nigga.
That was one time.
But anyway, nigga.
Okay, moving on.
Let's talk a little bit about Lenna. Why don't you have a man?
Damn. Wow. You know what's so funny, Nick? When people ask me that question, sometimes I get offended in a sense because it's also like, I mean, if
when men ask you that, or when women and men ask you that, because men can ask that.
Men ask me that all the time. Like if I go to a bar, like I don't mind like going to a bar by myself, going to a restaurant by myself. I feel like I always date myself and I enjoy it. So like when men ask me that, like, why you don't have a man? I be like, shit, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm the shit. Like, in my eyes, like, I'm a good woman. Like, I do well for myself. I do. My mom taught me very well to be a great woman. So, like, I don't really know how to really answer that because the men that I've dated, they don't fumble. So, like, shit, I can't tell you why I'm not with a man. Now,
you know what? Hey, before you go further, it's a damn generation of women that's saying these niggas done fumbled. So everybody fumbling, and it's never.
So I'm not saying I don't have so I probably have some issues that I probably have to work out. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, fumbles? No, I think every dude I ever talked to, they fumbled me. But it also probably was a blessing too, because I probably didn't need them. It was probably, no. But I just really feel like I probably have some issues that I probably should work through. But
Give me an example of a fumble, because I'm still on that. Give me an example of that. How did one person, you ain't got to name no names, but just.
never name drop. You
Of
never
course,
fucking
of
name
course.
drop.
You know what I'm
Never.
saying? This ain't no beef mixtape.
Yeah, for sure.
So generically, what's a way to fumble a name?
Not being 100, cheating. Also just not being, so I don't really think I ask for a lot, Nick, as a woman. And I say that because I know a lot of women say like, oh, I don't really, expect much, but we do. But when I say like I don't really expect a lot from my man, I really don't. I think the basics is all that is enough. And so the fact that you can't get the basics is, I need someone who's very much grounded by God. Like that's my first thing. Like you got to have a relationship with God, because I feel like if you don't have a relationship with God, you can't lead me, you can't lead our family, and that has to be the foundation. I enjoy someone who really just can make me laugh, who's very much intentional with his things. So like if you fumble me, it's either I got bored with you. You're not.
How is that a fumble? How is that a fumble for?
Because you should
get bored.
You should keep me engaged. Like I feel like it really pisses me off when a man go out his way to get you, and then when he gets you, he gets so complacent and don't feel like he has to continue to date you. He doesn't feel like he has to still put in the time to. I like surprises. I like just because things, but I'm also reciprocate that energy to the right man.
Complacency is like a legitimate issue on both sides. But
Agreed.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Like if you're gonna start, like I just feel like a lot of men, and I'm just not talking about just with me, but I feel like a lot of men get comfortable with just doing the bare minimum. Like, because I have friends who are in relationships who's married, and it's just kind of like, well, he does this, so we just been around, been together for so long, so it's
so they don't do as much.
we don't do as much, and I'm like, the reason I'm probably still not in a relationship is because I still want. I still want true love. I still want you to date me. I still want us to go out. I still want to do things. I don't want to just sit in the house and do nothing. Like I really want to build with someone who's on the same level as me as well. And I mean just as far as like we have to be compatible.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like financial wise or anything like that, but I'm just saying we have to be compatible. We have to be able to talk about everything. Like if I can't sit and talk to you about what's going on in the world or just like daily life, you can't relate. Like that's not. We're not finna go far.
Let me speak on that a little.
Okay, that's fine.
I will say, I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't feel like your list is long. I feel like I feel like it's doable.
I think so too.
But I also feel like, are you putting yourself in spaces for you to receive that? Because it's like you might not meet a nigga like that at your bar. Or this house party or this, but certain guys that you would like to have these meaningful conversations with, they be in different spaces.
Agreed.
Like for instance, and also I will say, some things you kind of gotta bite the bullet on, settle for less.
What the fuck that mean? Because you piss me off when you be posting it on social media, and you tell me this all the time. Like, but now you probably gonna have to settle for less in order to get married, and I don't feel like that's true. Or explain.
All right, selling for less.
Or something.
Oh yeah, all right. I'm gonna be Saturday Basil Haynes, or you want tequila?
Give me Basil. We're gonna keep it.
All right,
we're gonna keep it the same.
We're gonna keep it whiskey.
Okay.
Hey, if you like Basil Haynes whiskey, hey, I wish I had a sponsorship.
I'm about to say, don't be doing no.
I like people to drink good whiskey.
Okay.
But Basil Haynes whiskey, it's $45 a bottle. It ain't too expensive. You need to drink this.
I'm gonna drink that. Don't you worry about that, because that's a little watered down.
All right.
Don't worry about me, sweetie.
There you go.
Thank you, sweet.
But
you pour some of yours?
Yeah, I pour a little bit in mine. All right, let's get back to it. Selling for less. Selling for less. I posted this status on Facebook probably a year ago. Everybody thought that shit was mad funny. I was dead ass serious, but I also was, being.
And you've been telling me this for years.
Yeah. And so selling for less just means I don't want y'all to settle for a guy that's gonna treat you wrong. I don't want the guys to settle for a woman that's gonna treat them wrong. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is okay, we 35 and above. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you to settle because you're getting older. What I'm telling you is you need to write down your list of qualities that you like in a person.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the list and say, okay, is this a non-negotiable or is this negotiable? It was a quality you said on your list just then that I feel like that's negotiable.
Which one is that?
The one the one that I feel like is negotiable is a person that you can talk about everything with.
Okay.
To me, that's negotiable because it's certain shit that you could be interested in
That they're not.
that they not interested in. They don't have a background in none of this shit.
Okay.
It's just like if when guys marry a woman, you know what I'm saying, we might get lucky and find a woman that likes sports.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10 because women doing a little bit better of watching sports and kind of following it these days. Social media helping.
Yeah.
And women are just more interested these days. But I say about a damn 6 out of 10 chance, you know what I'm saying, you might not find a woman that care about sport. You might not find you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, man, I want a woman that I could talk about rap, hip hop, everything with.
Yeah.
Man, that every woman that I ran into like that, they had a slew of other fucking problems.
Yeah.
And then, but they could talk about whoops,
Yeah.
hip hop, all this shit. You know, you find you somebody that you can kind of like mold. You see what I'm saying? Like they might not be
So are we molding at 35 and up?
you molding forever when you're in a relationship. When you're in a marriage, both parties are molding. That's how I feel about this.
Okay.
That's
That's a good little gem. Clock that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
say.
I feel like as people we should always be open to learning and communicating in different ways. You know what I'm saying? We should always be malleable to it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
But I don't really think my list is like hard to.
it ain't. But you also said another thing.
What?
And I do agree with you.
But what?
But it's you need to probably be more specific. You said I need a man of God.
Okay.
I understand that. I respect it. I go to church. I believe in Jesus Christ.
But church is not just in a home. You know.
Yeah. It's a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got people that will literally be turned off when you say that. Is that the guy for you? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because
but hey, I have a little backstory about it.
Okay.
The reason I said that is because in Houston, I had kind of like tried a little something, right? And this dude had kind of told me like he didn't believe in God. And
you kept talking.
I kept talking to him. And so
hell nah.
You know, yeah, exactly. And so like as the time progressed, that nigga still hadn't talked about it. I'm like,
nah.
And so when he had came to Jackson with me one time, and my mom is very straight shooter, just like myself. She was like, nigga, atheist when they would even brought in my house, and I was like, well, Mom, he's a great guy. She's like, that's not gonna fucking work here.
Nah, it ain't.
And so like that's when I say like there's some little. He's
not in his Bible Belt.
Okay. You went to New Hope. You think you finna bring an atheist in here, girl? Please. But I say that just because like I think from when we always feel like we can change this man and all these things.
Cannot change no damn.
So that's why I say like God has to be the center or has to be the focus because there was a point where I was kind of like trying to live free and just like
spiritual ass.
Yeah, like I'm the universe.
Yeah, here and now.
Oh, God created the universe, girl. Get back, step out of it. So that's why I say like that. But I don't really feel like my list is.
Your list is doable. I
think so too.
Okay.
And I'm actively dating, so like if the right guy comes along that I really really like, then yeah, like let's go for it. But I also feel like when you've been single for so long, and you have kind of like did the work on yourself, it's hard to like be open to someone just because like
you ain't with the bullshit.
I'm not with the bullshit.
Yeah.
And not saying that I'm completely healed because I still know I still have some therapy sessions and some stuff I need to work on. But when you have did the work and you have journaled and you have realized like what makes you happy, like I can date myself. I enjoy going on trips by myself. Like I don't have to have a friend girl to go with me to go to dinner. I treat myself because I love myself like that much. And so I feel like when men come into my life, it's kind of hard because I enjoy being alone. So like I enjoy hanging out with you like for a few hours, but like I kind of want to go back and be in my own space. And some men don't understand that.
But shit, that ain't gonna never change though.
What you mean? And my mama did make a point. She was like, so what do you think marriage is? Like, you can't, when you get married, you're around that person all the time. And I'm like, well, maybe marriage isn't.
But you can still have your own space.
How?
All right, so this is what I do. I got a man cave.
Okay.
And also, I wake up extra early to have a long time. Okay. I stay up later to have a long time. When I go to work,
that's your long time.
That's my long time.
Okay.
You got plenty of spaces to have a long time, to be able to collect your thoughts. Like, you could be at work, or you could be, chilling, and you have a disagreement with your partner. That a long time gonna help you kind of think about everything that went down and be able to effectively communicate and shit like that. And then you got a long time to be able to work on shit that you want to work on. Business, self-reflect, all this shit. So I feel like you married, but you should have I want people to have enough space in their home to where they not literally mad at each other and fucking can't walk in another fucking room.
Facts. Yeah, facts. And see, I just feel like I've been single for a minute. And so like I have, dated a few guys, and I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a curse, but it's certain stuff like and I'm being funny when I say this, like, if a nigga sneeze wrong, like, I'm over it. Like, next. And I'm being sarcastic when I say that, but it can be the smallest.
You ain't being sarcastic.
Yes, I am.
What if you don't like the nigga's shoes?
So I'm very much a shoe person. Like, your shoes and your teeth, like, that's important.
Teeth is most definitely.
Yeah, because if you don't go to the dentist and
shoes, I can buy you some different shoes.
Okay.
You can buy the nigga.
You can. And I've never been to, I don't mind, like, because I like a stylish man. Because I feel like I got a little swag. So my man has to match that. So I don't mind, like, helping you get your swagger together. But
everybody say that, and then
what?
And then they end up like a woman will end up dating a man that's like really fucking stylish, and they be mad as fuck that he's stylish. Like, they go on a date and they be like, this nigga is like ignoring me the fuck.
I would feel like that, but that's also deals with that's more so insecurities on her side. It has nothing to do with him. So, which brings us to another point. I think like another aspect as far as like me being single, and most of my like single friends in Houston, we talk about in this season of singleness and what does that look like, and how it's kind of crazy because we thought like by 35 we'll be married with kids, living in our little picket fence. And goddamn it, I'm still on. Nigga, what's your favorite color? Like, and it's like, it's kind of crazy that we're in this space or in this time, and all women are, well, not all women, because there are women that are married, but I can only speak for my side of my friends and my singleness when it talks about like us understanding, like, getting to the point where if this doesn't, like, if comes a time where the marriage doesn't come.
Yeah.
Are you okay with being happy with being by yourself for the rest of your life? Or do you feel like you need a man in order to create this happiness, or this, I wouldn't say this facade that we think what true happiness looks like for a Black woman? Because when I grew up, the goal was you go to school, you get a degree, you get a man, you get married, you have a kid. So I have done most of those things, but I haven't got married. I don't have any children. And so at 35, everyone is looking like, you go to family functions like, girl, the time is ticking. You ain't having no kids. I'm like, my thing's still working. We doing just fine.
Your thing still working.
It still works. It still works. My doctor say it still works. So it's like, it just comes a point where you just kind of like, you have to kind of understand, like.
Would you be okay with not getting married, not having a child, or would you have the child anyway and not worry about getting married? Because my theory is it's a lot of women that's your age that's thinking their future is real.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these motherfuckers finna be getting divorced.
For sure.
A lot of these motherfuckers.
Because a lot of people that are married are not happy.
Of course.
Yeah.
A lot of these motherfuckers finna be getting divorced. A lot of these motherfuckers finna spin that block. Yeah. In about 10 years, they're gonna be more mature.
Yeah.
They're gonna be done went through the fire.
And they're gonna be ready to come back. So if I'm totally being honest and transparent, would I be okay with not having the I wouldn't call it the fairy tale, but not having the marriage or the kid, I think, yeah, I would feel away. And the reason being is because that's something that I have always aspired, or that's something I always wanted. That's a goal of mine. And I'm very goal oriented. So, like, for me, although that's a goal I haven't reached, it does bother me sometimes. And that is conversations that my friends and I have, like, why aren't we married? Like, there are, not to down the people that are married, but it's like, this was a hoe back in the day. How she done got married?
Hoes fun.
I'm fun.
Hey, hoe.
But I'm just saying.
Hoes fun.
Yeah, but like so I just think like for me, I do want the marriage. I do want the kids. You know what I'm saying? But I have also thought about, if that's not part of my journey or my story, are you okay? I would like to still have a kid. Now, I don't know if it would be the traditional way or if I would have to do, another way, but I still want to have a kid. I want to leave a legacy behind.
I got a theory that a lot of women at your age that's single, they had a decision to make on their dating route, and they chose the wrong decision, and it ended up being a cause and effect issue for where they didn't choose the right guy, and they ended up not getting that thing. Like, do you think? Cause I always feel like, okay, you had several chances to get this right.
I agree.
But you chose the wrong path. Because I'm gonna tell you, I feel like it's true for not just women, for men
too. Okay.
Cause when I'm gonna tell you what really slowed me down was that fucking pandemic.
Okay.
In 2020, when I was sitting in a fucking apartment by myself, like, I was just sitting there thinking, like, damn, bruh. Like, oh, you want me to figure?
I'm empty. My cup is empty.
My girl.
That's not it. That's not it.
We came out with another.
We're not mixing liquors.
I feel like in 2020, during the pandemic.
We on my ice.
I think I do that a little bit.
Okay.
I literally was just like, I need to get my shit together.
Okay.
Like I need to goddamn, but I made like a conscious effort to start dating with more intention.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of people aren't doing that per se. Just like, let's just see what happened. I was more so like, yeah, I can't fuck with you. Like, you fine. I can't fuck with you because I wouldn't wife you at this age. So it might well not even
play around.
Yeah, we might well not even fucking do this.
See, I probably am still in the phase of like, I probably entertain certain shit that I probably shouldn't entertain.
Yeah.
Just because it's fun as hell. Like, I have a good time. And also, I don't have any like,
you ain't got no ties, nothing.
Like, like if I decided to go to Bangkok next week, I can go. I don't have to check in with nobody. And so I just think for me, like, I would love the fairy tale. I would love to give my mom, some grandchildren, because I know she does, grandchild at this point. I don't know about more than one, but I would love to give that to her, but also it has to be the right person.
But I'm telling you though, this is what I'm saying. That fun that you talking about, it's taken away.
I agree.
From the serious shit.
You right. And you know what? You remember we were talking off. And I'm probably the problem, baby.
Yeah.
I'm probably the problem. But I just...
The accountability. To look in the camera and say, I'm probably the problem, yet do nothing about it. It's exactly what the fuck I be talking about. Like, the lack of accountability is insane.
But also, I just... it's just... I don't know, Nick. Like... I could be part of the problem because but also what I have realized is that the men that I have dated, their intentions wasn't, I think I'm used to kind of like dudes who weren't like very intentional, or it was, what is the word I'm looking for?
Direct with their communication to where they know
exactly what they want. And so then when I am approached with a man who's very direct about his feelings and he wants to pursue a future with me and he wants to be with me, I'm like, whoa, slow down, little nigga. Like, shit. Like,
that's fucking nuts.
But no, nigga. Like, I just feel like if it's, like, when it's too soon, like, if I just met you and then, like, after 1 month, you talking about all these things, in my head, the way that I'm thinking, I'm like, You not have like what you don't you missing something like something's wrong.
Let me tell you a story though. Let me tell you a story. All right. And I'm gonna wrap this up quick because we probably running on time. But I'm gonna tell you this good ass story.
Okay.
So me and my wife. All right.
I'll sing now.
So he fucking exchanged numbers and we had a long ass conversation for about 3 hours. Right. This is our first conversation.
Okay.
And so,
but you said you knew you was gonna marry her.
Yeah, after the conversation.
Yeah, after the conversation.
If she was down for it, I knew I was gonna, like when she was living in Texas at the time. When she pulled up, like the next, like she would stay in my apartment for one night. The next night, I asked her to be my girl.
Okay.
This is our first time hanging out. So my reasoning for saying this shit is that if you want a nigga to be direct, if you okay, you probably get on your knees and pray like I tell God I want a family, I want a husband, I want a child. This is a goal of mine. Mm-hmm. God's in there
and he sends
throwing you shit.
Yeah.
Here go a nigga here. Yeah. Here go a nigga here. Here go a fake nigga here just so you to die that the devil. I let the devil throw that one to you to see what you was gonna do.
And then
But your ass, ass in here. Hey, but he's sitting there throwing you shit, and like you ain't receiving the blessing.
You're right. And what's so crazy that you mentioned that is because like my prayer going into the new year was that I wanted a man to be intentional because I hadn't had a man who could express his feelings directly about how he felt about me. And then when he brought somebody there who was very direct, it scared the fuck out of me. And I think the reason it scared the fuck out of me is because when something is so rare and new and something that I'm not used to, women sometimes tend to go back into their shell of like, yeah, that's too much. But my mom, and I had a conversation with my mom, she was like, but didn't you pray for a man to bring you this type of man? And he brought it, and then also like, although he's not having all of these things on your list, he does check the most important things. And it's been tugging on me, Nick, and I've taken a break from the situation, but it's like you have to be very intentional when you pray. You have to be intentional. You have to, and when he sends it to you, regardless if it's a year, 10 years, a month, or 2 months, you have to be ready to receive it. And I think right now, because I've been in this little like dating phase, I've been enjoying having my way. So when someone came very serious with their intentions, I was kind of like thrown back, like, whoa, like maybe later, but not right now.
Nigga, later, yo ass.
And my mama like, bitch, what's like you already 35. Like, what are we waiting on? And so like I know that's something that I do have to work on because I know like when it's very rare to have men that are very intentional about their feelings and share and be vulnerable about their feelings. Because many men they're not vulnerable. They're not finna tell you how they feel about you for real. It's like, baby, I love you and that's it. But when you get a man who's very intentional and I want you to be my wife and I can see having a future with you, that's something that you probably should be running to. And me, I'm over here like,
Direct men, and I'm speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure applies to direct men. Direct men are very fucking impatient. So if Sheena had said, when I had said, can you be my girl? And if she had said, let me think about it. At that moment, I would have been like, this ain't it. And it ain't fair. And it ain't fair. You right. You ain't right. But if me and you been having conversations about
how was y'all first night hanging out though? So why did she have to make a decision so quickly?
Because
give me a little time.
Because I literally laid my heart on the line. Okay. I literally said yes or no. I said yes or no. It ain't no maybe.
But just because you laid your heart on the line doesn't mean that she was ready to lay her heart.
And that's where you fucking up at.
How am I fucking up? Because I'm not ready to lay my heart down.
Look. Take what I'm saying into heed, bruh. Take what I'm saying into heed, bruh. Alright, so me and you vibing. We having good conversations. The energy is perfect. This could be a perfect love story. Mm-hmm. I say, hey, I think I want to be in a relationship with you.
What
You literally opened up to me about. You literally opened up to me about how you want a direct man. You want this, you want that. But here I come with the directness. Here I come with the man. We both feeling this energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? You know what I'm saying? We've already had conversations. We've had conversations that niggas don't have in months, in a week. And and it could have been our first time hanging out, but we've been talking every day, fucking nonstop. So when we with each other and the energy right, damn, I think I want you to be my girl. I asked you to be my wife on the first day. I asked you to be my damn girl.
Okay.
So if you say, I don't know, let me think about it. Hold on. All this is different. Cause I'm literally feeling different
about you.
And to me, that ain't reciprocating the energy. I brought you directness. I brought you communication. I told you my feelings. I want to take the next step. Let's do some shit.
But Nick, my thing is, like, although you were very direct, and it's not that like women are not they don't like directness, but I'm saying, like, if I tell you, like, I appreciate what you're telling me, but right now I need you to slow it down a little bit, because I feel like sometimes when men are so like very,
we ain't gonna agree on this shit because that's crazy. If the vibe is unmatched, you never felt this way before.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's that. I'm not gonna say vibe is unmatched.
Well, that ain't the one for you then,
okay,
babe. If it, hey,
then.
That ain't the one for you if it ain't unmatched.
But it was very like I feel like certain qualities he did have, but like vibes unmatched. I don't get that. So I just feel like I gotta settle.
So the nigga had it on paper, but the vibe wasn't crazy.
The vibe was probably like 8 out of 10. No, maybe 5 out of 10. I don't know.
8 to 5. Which one, nigga?
I think I'm probably more so just like scared to come. I don't even say scared. Yeah, I'm gonna say scared. I think I'm more so scared to like really open up and to
at your big age.
Not at my big age, but you have to understand, like, even though at my big age, quote unquote, nigga, I've been hurt so many times too. So like, if I'm vulnerable in this state if I'm in this vulnerable state with a man again for however many times, it's my third, fourth time, how do I know that this is going to be reciprocated? How do I know if it's real? Or how do I know if this is not going to be another flop?
Faith, dog. Faith. That's how you know.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's been beautiful having you on.
Yeah, this has been cool.
You know we gonna keep chopping it up.
This is fun. Can we go get something to eat? You got somewhere to go after this?
I have a family.
That's right. It's like I don't. I'm done.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's been listening. Stay safe out there. Peace.